Now listen, you are going to accept the creator. You can't run away from it. Look.
Me?
Yes, you. Right now, on camera. I'm quite emotional right now, actually, yeah. What's this? What is this here?
Looks like a book to me.
Yeah, we know that, but what do we have here? What is this?
Some words, man.
Some words, yeah? What do we call words? Information. Yes? Is this information?
Is it information? I don't know. It depends what it says. If it just says blah, 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 I don't call that information.
Where on earth does that say blah, 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 blah?
Well, what does it say then?
That says, we are never told how Sylvia's bishop came to realize, yeah? Is that information?
Well, it's of some type, yeah.
Okay. If there's information, it requires...
What?
Did this information come on its own?
No, somebody wrote that.
Who?
Somebody wrote that.
Why? Maybe it
For
came by
somebody
itself.
to read it.
No, maybe it came by itself.
Nah,
Why
I don't
not?
think so.
Why not?
Because in
Is
my...
there not a chance?
No, there is a chance. But my experience of the world, I have never seen a book that came about by itself.
Good.
So I've only ever seen books that people wrote for the purpose of other people reading.
Good. Okay. Now you said, look, check this out, yeah? I go, maybe it came by chance. He goes, no.
I don't think it came by chance.
Okay. Look. Why? Because this is called the fitra. Your innate disposition is livening up. It's like, boom, bam, it's not happening. You know, this cannot come by chance. Information requires, it starts with an I. Intelligence. Look, the cameraman's quite clever. I like that, yeah? Because he doesn't want anybody coming and saying, that camera came here by itself. He wants some credit. He's like, fam, man's recording, you get me? Man's giving time to this, I want credit. Good. If information requires intelligence, I'll go a bit complex and sophisticated. The DNA, a single strand of DNA has more information than every single book on this planet. Now, what did we say? And this is one book out of the whole books on this planet. Information requires intelligence. DNA, more information than this book, 100 million times. If there's information in the DNA, what does it require? What? If there's information in the DNA coding, yeah, programming, bang, 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 there's working, people, there's something going on. What does it require?
So, for your little trick to work, yeah?
It is going to work.
All right,
It's already has. The moment you called it trick, it has worked.
For his little trick to work, yeah, what you have to do is equate things in nature, yeah, which are a product of the physical forces, with things that human beings do with their minds and hands when they write books. What's your point again?
Okay. You looked at this and said there's information. If there's information, it requires intelligence. Yes? Okay. Now, I went to the DNA. A single strand of the DNA, single strand of the DNA has more information in it than every single book on this planet. That means if there's information there, it requires what?
Yeah,
it requires what?
I don't think that's the two same
double standards.
No, I don't
Hypocrisy.
I don't think for you
Don't
to
do that.
call
Ansar,
that
be real. Ansar, be real.
Bro, for you to call that information and to take something out of nature, and because we as human beings have broken it down into a code of letters, yeah,
Ansar,
and you call that information as well, and then you say that also must have had a design. No, bruv, nature does those things.
Ansar, be real.
Is the structure of an atom
Ansar,
information?
Look into my eyes.
Is the structure of an atom information?
Ansar, are you speaking for the sake of it now, or are you rejecting this argument?
Your point doesn't make sense.
Okay. It makes perfect sense. You know it's double standards. To come to this book, a mere book, and look at it and say this information requires intelligence, and go to a DNA which the evolutionists don't even know where it came from. One second.
Why don't you just say that because this has information in it, therefore God must have done this as well?
No.
You know human beings done this.
God created the one who made this.
So why couldn't God have created nature to make the DNA?
What are you talking about? Don't run away from the topic.
If you only insist information equals intelligence, then you could just as well say that the DNA code in nature was also the intelligence behind it was God. You just do that all the time anyway.
A person, I've talked to you before, a person who's genuine, sincere will say, you know what, Ali? That makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
And if you say it doesn't make sense, you are lying to your own self. I want to make something really clear, yeah? This is why I said, when I use this argument, and by the way, I'm not using this argument to prove a point that Ali Dawah won. No. I just want the truth to be spoken. This is not...
Ali, come on, bro.
Don't mess with my intention.
That's not a strong point, bro.
Now. Listen. Anyone that's watching this at home that has an atom way of sincerity will say, you know what, fam, that clicked. just looking, look, I'm not here to win an argument or to say it like, yeah, no, I'm not here for that. It's not about ego thing.
So
this is about truth.
Yeah, but
I showed them a simple example, and this is what I call double standards and hypocrisy, and I don't like it. Be honest. You're not rejecting a book that has an author, and I said, can this come by chance? He said, of course not. Of course not. Somebody
because it's written in a human language.
ADNA, look, ADNA, that's not written in the human language, yeah? And
because human beings looked at nature and translated it into letters for our own convenience.
Just say to me, Ali, I'm going to look into it. Don't make excuses for it. The DNA has more complicated, is more complicated and more sophisticated than this book. It has information which requires intelligence. You can't run away from it. So Ansar, I ask you and I pray for you, brother, don't get fooled with this atheist vibe thing. Look into it. I don't know what happened with you, what you went through.
Bro,
we are human beings.
this, man.
No. I'm talking to you heart to heart. Bro, I'm not even, look, I'm talking to you as a brother because I love you. I'm talking heart to heart with you.
Yeah, but that argument's no good, bro.
Ansar, listen to me. Bro, I don't know what's happened. Look, I've gone through things in my life, yeah? But just because I go through them and go through hard times, bro, it doesn't mean I reject my faith basis and jump into something that's crazy. Atheism. Yeah? I still see you as a brother. I still believe, look, listen. All I'm saying is, fam, listen. Don't just go in this wave of atheism because you know, brother, look, I'll give you a simple example. Your heart can't deny it.
I told you that you equating the fact that information in a book that we can logically infer must have had an intelligent human being, right? It's a bloody book in a human language. Like, who wouldn't infer that? Now, then you turn around and say this is exactly the same thing when you look at nature and the DNA code, that some agency must have designed the DNA code. Nah, bro, that's nature. That's the product of the physical laws.
Okay, I'm gonna make it simple, yeah? Where did this complex DNA come from?
It came over evolution and nature.
Where's your evidence? Because even Darwin, he stops at evolution.
Yeah.
Most atheists they stop at the first cell.
Yeah.
They stop there. How are you making claims that big scientists haven't done?
Well, actually, you're wrong there.
Okay,
because
go on, tell me.
any development after the first cell is classified as evolution when you got different species.
Before the first cell. Don't go after.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying. Before the first cell was formed, you have a process called abiogenesis, which is the theory of how we got from chemicals to biology, which is the first living cell. Now, the theory of that is that there's about 6 stages that non-living materials happen to get together and form amino acids, get together and form chains, and got together and form RNA. RNA was the precursor to DNA. 3 out of these 6 processes have been replicated in scientific laboratories already.
No.
Yeah. Now, it's not a conclusive theory, but it is a very good understanding of how we got DNA, which is through RNA.
No, sorry.
So to form a protein 150 amino acids long, you've got a 1 in 2 chance at each site of getting the correct type of linkage. So you got 1 in 2 times 1 in 2 times 1 in 2 times 1 in 2 to the what power? That linkages, we have 149, but call it 150. It turns out that 1 in 2 to the 150 is the same number as 10 to the 45th, 1 in 10 to the 45. So now we got 2 incredibly improbable things that we've got to overcome to build a functional protein by chance alone. One more problem. When you're building proteins, amino acids come in 2 flavors. There's a left-handed flavor and a right-handed flavor. They're called optical isomers, not flavors, okay? And the left-handed version is the only kind that can be used in building proteins. You get even 1 right-handed amino acid in there, and your protein won't fold properly. So you got another probabilistic hurdle to overcome. So you've got a 1 in 2 chance at each site again, out to the 150th power. 2 to the 150th power, again, is 10 to the 45. Oh my goodness. So the odds of building even a short functional protein by chance alone is 74 plus 40.
164.
Thank you very much. Okay? Wow. Now, can anyone get their mind around a number that big? There's only 10 to the 80th elementary particles in the entire universe. There's only 10 to the 16th seconds since the Big Bang. There's only 10 to the 139th total events since the beginning of the universe. Now you're starting to get the understanding of why people are very skeptical that the chance hypothesis is going to do the job. Has anyone ever gotten in a discussion with you about the origin of life and said, hey, it happened by chance? I mean, do you hear that? I mean, this happens to me. I'll be lecturing in hostile university environments, and I'll get done, and somebody say, well, but, and they want to argue with me about the probabilities. And I just shut the discussion down because I say, no serious scientist thinks this is the way it happened. It's always going to be more probable that it didn't happen by chance than it did.
It's not my fault that he doesn't know none of this stuff.
No serious scientist thinks this is the way it happened.
Sorry.
Brother, you said to me what I should do is now go and research. Now, brother, if you were honest, what you would do is go and research abiogenesis and RNA.
Scientists got so stuck with this. You know what they said? Aliens.
Bro, it's still a possibility. Bro, it's still a possibility.
There is another intriguing idea called panspermia, which says that life could have originated somewhere else and have been spread from planet to planet by asteroids.
Yeah? It's still a
They got so
possibility
stuck
that the
with this,
first...
they said, fam, how can we escape?
Right, the reason for that, shall I tell you the reason for that? Because they have found in space chains of molecules which were the same chains of molecules.
Are you hearing this?
Bro, alien just means...
No.
Yeah, extraterrestrial.
I can't see you, but with that argument, I don't want to see you. That was
Bro, the definition of alien is not on our planet.
No. God is alien. Sorry, I don't know.
No, he's just... Bro, the definition of an alien is outside of this planet, yeah? Terra-astral. Extraterrestrial.
Check this out. Do you know what that means when scientists come and say, fam, first cell, aliens. You know what that means?
No.
Fam, that's a joke.
Don't listen to this guy.
That's fairy tales.
Don't listen to this guy.
Imagine a scientist coming and saying, bro, first cell, fam, how are we going to get out of this? Aliens.
Right,
bro,
so-
that's a joke. That is a joke.
Can I explain
And
what's really going on?
Saying aliens, wow. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the unseen, fam. I wouldn't even say that.
Okay, go on.
I wouldn't even say aliens.
Fine. But can I explain what's going on, yeah? Now, because it hasn't been conclusively demonstrated how we got from just chemistry and chemicals to a biological system of life, it's not 100%, but a lot of the stages have been proven.
You're just using
Now,
terms.
because there is some gaps there, okay, there are theories which say, where did that first cell and those chains come from, yeah? So there's a possibility that there was meteorites where we have found some of these chains already there that could have landed on Earth and brought the first cell with it, or brought the first combination of things to lead to the first cell. This is a theory because it's not conclusive and they're open to other possibilities.
Okay.
We don't know if it is true.
Thank you.
But he just wants to
You
say...
just answered for me. It's a theory. We don't know. We don't know in theory. Thank you. That's enough. That means you don't know, fam. It's a theory. Once your theory is solid, then come and talk to me. Other than that, why are you putting your whole trust in something that's not solid?
Don't I say to you I don't know?
No.
Didn't I say to you that I don't know?
If you don't know, then stick to that.
Yeah, so
kindly.
my position...
Don't come and say... Don't dare to come to us and say about God because you have no leg to stand on.
Of course I have a leg to stand on.
I gave you one argument that I used, fam. Just a book.
Yeah, and I told you it's a rubbish argument.
Your heart couldn't deny it. Your heart was like, fam, allow this.
Bro, how can you tell what's in my heart? How can you tell what's in my heart?
Listen. No, you know why? Because you couldn't deny it.
Guys, I don't need to prove nothing to him. You can obviously see why.
You don't need to prove us anything.
Yeah, but I just want to explain
You got your own ideas, you got your own options.
Outside, you have to be real with
Guys,
yourself.
you just shut up a second, yeah? I'm talking to the guy here.
Keep it to yourself.
Ali Dawah, the thing of the fact is, yeah, you saying I've not got a leg to stand on to criticize, question Allah, yeah? What the hell are you talking about? I'm a human being. I refer to scientific explanations for things when I find them convincing. I still admit that I still admit that those scientific models that we use to explain and control future behavior. Bro, just shut up a second, yeah? Those models that we use, yeah, are reasonable because they're reliable. They give us predictive explanatory power. So I'm happy to refer to them. Now, when it comes to things that we don't know about, the origin of the universe, whether infinity can exist, I just say I don't know. And the world's greatest experts say they don't know. Now, this is a prime excuse for theists to come and say, because some people don't know something and they're honest enough to admit that, we can say, we are sure. We've got a magical explanation.
No. What we say is we admire your honesty, but stick to your lane. That's what we say.
Nah.
Yeah? No.
My lane is, why should I believe that there's any dimension outside of the physical reality?
Can something come from nothing?
I don't know. How do you know?
أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون